Today's topic is, are you listening to your heart? I have to tell you that so many times people think that they are listening to their heart when they do take certain actions. I would more recommend to make sure that you are listening to your heart, not just your loose desires and attractions when you do certain decisions, and more aligning, more actually listening to your intuition and your good feelings. Okay, what's the difference, all of these three, right? So the intuition is the intuitive thoughts, which is coming from your higher self. Is most likely is encouraging, but still it's making sure that it's not closing karmic debts, is mostly focusing on yourself, on your self-development, on your serving, on your purpose, so on and so forth. So that's the intuitive thoughts. Then you have the good feelings. For example, you start to feel anxious, nauseous, or stressed in your stomach, or somewhere you have a pain in your lower belly, or you feel butterflies in your stomach. So those things are most of the time showing that excitement or anxiety. You need to also feel the difference. Am I feeling good, or is it bothering me? Is it heavy? Is it something I don't like to feel? Because it can be a sign that the certain situation you are going through, or the people who's actually involved, are not the best for you. So you need to understand also your body, what the body wants to tell you, like about certain food. Maybe you shouldn't eat certain food if you don't feel well about it, or if you start to have some desires towards some food, might you need to start eating those because you are lacking some nutrients, So, but you always need to be mindful as well, because sometimes it's tricking you. Sometimes it's not your cravings. Sometimes it's not your desires. Sometimes it's not your own wishes, but it could come from outside, like entities or spirits who entered your aura, basically your shield, when you were in a low vibration. So just understand that when these situations coming up, are you in a low vibrational energy, or you are in a high vibration energy? Are you happy and joyful and in bliss, or are you feeling sad and lonely and disappointed? Because when you having desires and when you having encouraging things to do from low vibration energies, you shouldn't act on them, because they are actually calling to do negative things. But if you're having these intuitive thoughts and feelings from a higher vibrational energy, then those are the ones who you need to follow, basically. And let's go to the heart. So many times we think, oh, we are in love after 2 days, right? And those are also just attraction, lust, and desires. You need to see the difference, because those are the results of the dopamine hormone. And we want to focus on the oxytocin hormone. But the oxytocin hormone, to get produced towards certain people around you, you need to spend more time with them. You need to start caring about them. You need to start understanding them, knowing them, spending more time with them. Is like oxytocin you usually feel with your children, with friends, with people who you actually know for a long period of time. You don't develop oxytocin production with person who you just met, So that's the dopamine, and the dopamine actually going to get lower and lower and less triggered with the same interaction as the beginning. So it's gonna smooth out and get lower, and then eventually the people lost interest in the person who actually triggered that dopamine hormone production. So be really careful about it, like how you interact with people and how you translate, like, is it really something coming from your heart, or is just, again, desire, lust, and attraction? Because you need to give time to yourself and to the other person to develop real feelings. At the beginning, those are not real feelings, those are emotions. And especially it's true for people under 26, because they are deciding, or they're making choices from their emotions more than mindfully, because their frontal lobe is not fully developed. So they can't truly, how can I say, they can't truly analyze all the informations and data which is coming to them from the outside world. So they sometimes, that's why they feel lost, or they feel confused, they feel misunderstood, because they don't understand the world around them either, and other people. So they translate it or misinterpret it, actually what's going on in certain situations. And they also more deciding from emotions than, as I said, from mindfulness. So before you make any life-changing decisions, or before you get caught up on any deep emotions or deep, or you actually creating like a, how can I say, you making up some assumptions about certain situations, I want you to take time, because you don't need to rush anything, anytime, never, because universe doesn't want you to rush, because actually the time exists only for humans, but in universe there is no time. So just always give yourself time before you make any decisions, because you actually saying something serious or getting into something serious, to see actually what is happening, and then allow yourself to decide, not just from loose attraction and desire, but really give yourself space to be mindful. And it's not, you shouldn't be, how can I say, feel the guilt or shame around it, to actually telling to the other person that I need to time to make decisions, because we can't make decisions so fast about certain situations. We need to look around, we need to examine, we need to analyze, and that's the right things to do, because your decisions and your actions is creating your future, creating your reality. So whatever you got into, that step is creating your next step, and the next step, it's a building blocks. So you want to make sure you're creating the right reality for yourself, and not getting involved in things which is not stable, or which is not actually giving you only positive effects, positive benefits basically in your life. So don't get into Romeo and Juliet situations, drama and tragedy. So I'm wishing you just positive things in your life. And again, you have the choice. You have a choice to live your life peacefully. You have a choice to live your life off the emotional roller coaster, and be mindful, because these are always tests for you from the universe, or karmic calls, or karmic cycles, and these are thrown at you to see if you already matured enough, or if you are already learned the lesson. And I am here for you to tell you that you can be mindful, you can be actually more wise about making decisions on the right way, because you don't want heartache for yourself, you don't want disappointment. So don't have too much expectations or over expectations towards people, even if they are promising the moon, or promising the stars. Just stay cool, and just stay in your how can I say, stay in your blessings, stay in your, just create a life for yourself, and don't expect other people to carry you. What I'm saying is, because you need to be fulfilled within yourself. You need to be happy alone. You need to be fulfilled alone. You need to be fulfilled within yourself, content within yourself. And then the other person just need to give extra happiness and extra joy, but they shouldn't be a replacement, or they shouldn't be an object of your needs or something like that, because that's when everything goes wrong, right? Because you put your heaviness on them, or you put a weight on them. But it could be, of course, the results of their promises, or the results of how they actually pretend to be, or bringing you false whatever informations. So if you have any questions about this, I would be more than happy to answer you. So place it in the comments. If you want to join my manifestation challenge, it's happening from the 22nd of July. You can join my Facebook group to be present, and the links are below. And you can also watch recordings if you can't be there on time. And see you next time.